Hey guys, this is Rohit and welcome to my channel Rohit Readify. So today on my channel, I want to dive into a book that touches almost every family today. The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt. This book isn't just theory, it's about the lives of our kids, their mental health, and the world we are creating for them. So this book, The Anxious Generation, the first key takeaway and what I learned from it, the childhood changed too fast. Jonathan Haidt explains that just generation ago, kids grew up outside. You, me, like my generation in 90s, we used to play outside. Like biking, playing, scrapping knees, and learning to solve conflicts face to face. But suddenly within less than 10 years, childhood shifted indoors and it's all virtual. Kids now spend hours scrolling, swiping and playing games. And it's not a gradual change. It's like someone flipped a switch. It's that fast transformation left kids unprepared. And the results, it shows in anxiety, mental health problems, and loneliness. So here's the second takeaway from this book, which is phone-based childhood. Smartphones were meant to connect us, but for children, they became a trap. Instead of real friendship, many kids measure their self-worth through likes, followers, subscriptions. Social media encourages comparison, and comparison breeds insecurity. Jonathan Haidt calls this a phone-based childhood, one where screens replaced the natural experiences of growing up. And the scary part, this is happening during the most fragile years of brain development. And here's the third most important point from this book, Anxious Generation, which is mental health crisis. We can't ignore the data. The rate of depression, self-harm and anxiety among the teens, especially girls, it has skyrocketed since around 2012, right when the smartphone and the social media became the mainstream. And boys, while slightly different, we are also struggling, often through, addiction to gaming or pornography. Jonathan Haidt, he argues that this is not just a coincidence, it's a full-blown mental health crisis triggered by the digital environment we have built. So here's the fourth point and the key takeaway from this book, Anxious Generation. Overprotection plus digital immersion, it leads to fragile kids. Here's something powerful. In the real world, we became overprotective. So overprotective that the parents these days stopped letting kids walk to the school alone or climb the trees or explore freely. But online kids are underprotected. They're exposed to bullying, predators, and toxic content, and endless dopamine traps. That mix creates fragile kids. And, they are shielded from the small real world risk, but overloaded with massive online risk. The balance is broken now. So what can we do? Jonathan Haidt, he doesn't just scare us. He gives solution. Some of them are tough but practical. Let me tell you this. How about, delay giving the smartphones and social media to kids until they are ready? Bring back free play. Like let kids roam, interact and solve, let them solve the problem on their own. Because no parent can fight this battle alone. There's no way. School and parents must set community rules or boundaries so that, kids have some restriction while getting access to the online platform. And most importantly, rebuild the childhood around real human connection, not just algorithms. So the Anxious Generation is not just a book. It's a wake-up call. The author Haidt is telling us if we don't fix this now, we will raise a generation that is more anxious, more fragile, and less prepared for real life. We can change course. We can give our kids back the childhood they deserve. Alright guys, if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments, do you think kids today are really more anxious than before? Or are we just more aware of it? I would love to hear your thoughts and I'll wait for your comments. Bye-bye.